Hello everybody and welcome to this amazing game of Hide or Die. As of today, Hide or Die has officially started its technical testing with the private beta for players to iron out issues with the base mechanics of the game. I was given permission from the lead programmer Osok to make a video and share their progress and efforts. I need to just iterate, it is special permission I have here. As you can see on all the footage, it says no streaming, no recording. I was given permission to make this one video, so please do not post in social media. I wouldn't want to see anyone be removed for breaking the NDA. It is a private beta test because this is not for public eyes, because it is not a finished game, and this could potentially kind of skew how people view the game, but that's not what we're here to cover. We're here to cover what is Hide or Die and what we can look forward to. So it wasn't actually too long ago that I posted a video with the trailer to the Kickstarter of Hide or Die, and now with that out of the way, they've been working diligently after demolishing their goal at getting every bit of those goals realized, from having the additional killers to having dedicated servers, which they have running now, and various other things that they've been updating to Kickstarters who helped back the game. So what is Hide or Die? I can best explain it as an asymmetrical horror with a battle royale theme. A large group of players all start as survivors. Once the gate opens, players are capable of spreading out and finding their desired location on the map. After a brief period of time, darkness will spawn, and gusts of winds will guide players towards that darkness. Once the darkness is found, the survivor who made it there first will become corrupted and transform into one of the many killers through the several selections available. In the technical beta, though, of course, we only have the scientist, as he is the only readily available killer for this test, but there are several blank slots for other killers to occupy once the choice becomes available, which we'll see further down the line in other phases of the beta. When the killer is chosen, then it is a race for all other survivors to power the fuse boxes to light up the tower. Once the tower lights, everyone, including the killer, must reach that location in a specific amount of time or else suffer a grim fate. Once everyone is there, the killer is then cleansed back to survivor, and all remaining survivors venture out to the next area to repeat the process until only one player remains. When the killer has offed all other survivors but one, weapons spawn for that final survivor, and the survivor must race to find a weapon to fight back. Either the killer will kill that final survivor, or the survivor will kill the killer. Whoever remains is the winner, which is why I relate this similar to a battle royale. Several players enter, and only one remains the victor. So this is all the base premise of the game and how it should flow. There are several features that are in between that don't really, that weren't really mentioned before, but let's get into mentioning those. First, we have the smartphones. Now, you'll be able to communicate to other survivors by typing with your phones to the group. The killer obviously doesn't get their phone when they're corrupted, but the survivors can all communicate who the killer is, where they're at, and all that kind of stuff. The problem is this does have a negative effect to it as well. Every time you receive a text, your phone goes off. That makes a noise that the killer can hear, so if you're trying to hide, that killer's gonna see you. It's a very fun mechanic and allows survivors to keep in touch when dealing with the monstrous threat of the killer, but these survivors also have to communicate when they're in danger. And sometimes, that danger is what you want. You want the killer to off them, so you're safe for the end. The phone also serves as a flashlight, as it does have a function built in, allowing you to turn it on and off for as long as you wield the phone. Survivors have no means to defend themselves in the current beta, and only the final survivor gets a weapon to kill the killer. The killer is also faster than the survivors, and the survivors have a limited stamina to run, while the killer does not. This game emphasizes hiding or dying. It's almost as if it's in the name, In order to hide, you can just crouch around areas, or you could jump into dumpsters and trash cans, as they are the only means of hiding right now. Since this is a technical beta, we're limited on the various things you could jump into. I have to say that I had some very intense moments of hiding in a dumpster, as it was terrifying when the killer got close. I could hear that heartbeat get louder, and you could see the killer's glow right outside it through the lens. Well, it's crazy, because you do get a heartbeat when the killer is close, and it gets louder the closer they are. And the killer currently has a little luminous glow. And while you're hiding, you can even peek your head out, look around, and I'm not sure if the killer can see you doing this. I wasn't able to test, but it is an interesting feature, and if the killer can see this, oh man, that would be terrifying. If they do check your hiding location, you're dead. You're just out. There are no second chances in this game. Though it does take 2 hits if you get hit by the scientist's primary weapon, you don't really get that much time to goof around. He doesn't have to recover that much from an attack. And additionally, there's no healing as of now. And there's no altruism with other allies. Once you're down, you're dead. There's no being healed to get back up once you've gone down. So our killer scientist gets a couple of tools. He gets the electric club, a holodome, and a motion tracker. His primary weapon is the club, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You beat survivors on the head with it. It takes about 2 hits to knock them down. The holodome is a projection of energy that traps survivors inside of it with the scientist for given a period of time. Pretty much prevents people from running into the distance or escaping your sight. Once you throw it down, they're stuck in for a short while. And then finally you have the motion tracker, which gives off pings like alien that just let you know that these survivors have made noise in that general area, and you can go check it out and find them. It makes a really interesting way to play because it is about tracking, but also it's not a game that's going to keep you wandering in the dark for too long as killer. You know where they're at, and once you get there, it's all about finding where their hiding spot is. So once you're dead, and then when you die, you get my favorite spectate mode of all time from any video game, the crow. You become a crow, and using your crow body, you can hop around, walk around, and fly around and spectate the rest of the match. Now, I didn't know you could fly when recording, so you'll see me do a lot of hopping instead, but oh man, when I learned to fly, it was the best. It was hilarious, it was fun, and being a spectator has never been more enjoyable than as a crow. You are visible too to the killers and survivors so they could see you around, but there isn't much else you can do but spectate, but you are a physical being, so you could annoy the killer if you wanted to by flying around him, or maybe even pointing out other survivors if you come across them. It's kind of funny and really fun. You can't communicate, you obviously don't have a phone as a crow, but it was a very enjoyable experience. Even through death, if I were to die quickly, I still got to have a lot of fun with the game. So overall, the game is in a very bare skeletal state. The main mechanics are there in terms of the hiding, the dying, the running, the killer. So one killer functioning with their weapons, plus making sure that they can kill survivors, all that kind of stuff. At this point, this beta is strictly for testing this stuff to make sure that the bare mechanics work. You can run, you can hide, you can die. And all these need to be functioning before adding the more complex mechanics of upgrades, levels, and all the other complex things that will come in between. The balance of this game is not something we can judge right now, simply because it's not meant to be that way. So being the game isn't really about the numbers and what's balanced and how to change it, instead just that it's all working. And so far, the servers had to go under quite a lot of stress with how many people were trying to test it, and it caused the developers to push a couple of fixes for day one. It was an impressive effort to fight against the odds, and the developers were able to make impressive quick fixes to get the game to be stable enough for us to test, and I applaud the devs for being on top of that and in their Discord giving updates on the dot. So with the technical beta, it's clear to see that the concepts to the game have clear potential. Like in the trailer, I would love to see the fisherman return in a playable state, as he was available before dedicated servers and is now likely requiring a touch-up from the conversion to dedicated from the peer-to-peer. My overall opinion of the game is actually pretty fantastic. The phone works beautifully. You can send codes to each other, be a little delayed due to some latency. Of course, servers are being stressed. That makes perfect sense. Additionally, the hiding mechanic's a little fun. It's terrifying when they come close to where you're hiding because you cannot see outside of your area without risking looking out. Now again, I don't know if the killer can see me, but I wasn't going to risk it. I was too terrified. You've got a very powerful killer who takes no bullshit from survivors. If you want to go out and teabag that killer, he's going to wreck your face with his mighty club and just kill you outright. Now, the biggest and overall opinion I have of this game is that it's fantastic, and I only expect better as the newer phases of beta come out and we get to see more concepts and polish come from these developers. Now, if you're wondering why there's an NDA and why not everyone can show footage and all the content, is because as much praise as I did give the game, it is bare. And because of how bare it is and what it can consist of, saying that this game is in early access could really dampen the public view. So please keep in mind, this is a private beta, phase 1 for technical testing. The game is by no means complete, but the concept is here. The ideas are here, and the mechanics are here for the viewers who did get the codes from Kickstarter or friends, and being able to come together and help report the bugs, fix the issues together with the devs, help to make this game fun for everyone. I'll be helping alongside everyone else who's a part of the beta and reporting any bugs I see, along with giving any feedback or suggestions I have based on the technical testing we have here, to assure that the game proceeds to flow in the proper ways we expect to see this game become when it is readily available for the public. I really want to take a moment to really thank the devs for giving me the opportunity to share this moment with everybody I can, as the developers have done a very good job of rebuilding the game into a dedicated servers, along with helping establish the base foundation of the game and allowing the community to come together to make this game better. And so again, thank you devs for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate it greatly, and I couldn't be more thankful, and I'll be sure to be there to help shape the game to be a fun and balanced asymmetrical experience. For those of you who got your keys to play this beta, please do your best to help submit those bug fixes through the proper methods. Hide or Die currently does not have a release date and is not yet in early access beta, but I'll be sure to keep you informed of any updates that I can. For now, I want to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.